Well, I think I want to be careful by saying that most people respond, that's been a fantastic couple of days. But I truly mean that. And in the context of our hopes and goals in approaching this symposium was to bring together the best and brightest minds in the plumbing industry, the experts on environmentally considerate plumbing system design, installation, maintenance, and so on. But I never envisioned that there would be such determined and committed involvement from really the top echelon of experts in the industry. You've got manufacturers that are represented here today, some of the leading manufacturers worldwide in the plumbing industry. You've got manufacturers from Australia, from Europe, from Canada, and of course from the United States. You've got inspectors, you've got engineers, you've got people from the environmental community. Of course, we were very fortunate to have U.S. EPA Administrator Stephen Johnson to kick us off yesterday morning. And he really set the theme for what we had hoped to accomplish. And that was just the sharing of information, and as importantly, to talk about a vision for the future. And emerging technologies today in the plumbing industry is primarily focused on environmental impact, conserving our natural resources, and reducing our carbon footprint. So in my view, it's been fantastic, and it's by far achieved everything that we hope to accomplish. It's a demarcation point in the context of the fact, from IAPMO's perspective, because we look at the industry from different views. I mean, we're primarily a code and standard developing organization, but our product testing laboratory has grown very rapidly. We test a lot of the products that were discussed during the past 2 days, and we're testing many of the new innovative products, the emerging technologies that will be introduced to the market in the coming year or two. We also certify those products, so we see them more often than not 18 months before they ever reach the marketplace. So it gives us a very good perspective on what's coming down the pike. So in that context, it's been very rewarding to have a good look at what others see coming down, whether it be the people involved in the environmental movement or those involved in the design of plumbing products or systems that are now addressing the emerging technologies that that we in the plumbing industry will have to address in the near future. Well, we recognize the fact that with the economy not being very strong in North America, with fuel prices being as high as they've ever been in North America and in many other countries, that it would be difficult for us, particularly in the month of August, which is holiday season for those in the United States, to have a large audience. So we made a decision early on that it made sense for us to tape the 2 days and then to make it available to the broader industry. And although there are representatives here from Australia, from India, from Europe, and I may be leaving out a country or two, the international involvement certainly needs to be stronger, because many of the innovative products, many of the emerging technologies are not generated in North America. They're in often cases they're developed and refined in Europe or in Australia. Some of the other countries that have had to deal with environmental concerns in particular before we have had to do so in the United States. So our hope was to be able to bring some of these experts in, give us the ability to derive the benefit of their experience and their expertise, and then to make that available to the wider community around the world. The other focus was that because we made a predetermined decision to have a limited audience and then to tape it and make it available to a broader audience, that it would be more cost effective to do so. It would reduce carbon footprint by not flying everybody into Chicago in the United States, and of course the cost and time associated with people having to travel. IAPMO's also been very involved with the World Plumbing Council, and there's a number of members of the executive board here today that have traveled great distance to be here. But there are many that are involved that would derive significant value by now having access to the webcasts that we are now going to make available.
What would you hope that attendees would gain from either attending the symposium or watching it on the internet?
Well, I would hope that they could gain an appreciation that no matter what sector of the industry you're in, the technology is developing faster than most realize. And that's a good thing, because there are many throughout the world that don't have access to the basic necessities of life, access to potable water, a clean environment to live in, and it's incumbent upon the plumbing industry to, as rapidly as possible, to develop those technologies so that we can make them available, particularly to those in developing countries. IAPMO has been very active in the World Plumbing Council, and the World Plumbing Council has been collaborating with the World Health Organization, and a lot of that collaboration is focusing on the need to not only conserve our natural resources, but as importantly, to focus on the important role that plumbers and the plumbing industry plays in protecting public health and safety. And I can tell you without hesitation that we've accomplished the goal of sharing that information and creating a portal for those that didn't have the ability to be with us over the past couple of days to derive the benefit of the experience, the expertise, the technology that's been shared here over the past 2 days. So we're very, very happy about that.
After the 2 days here in Chicago, any plans on repeating this next year or in the years to come?
Well, it's when Kathleen Mihalich, who works for me out of our Chicago office, Kathleen was the one that really came up with the idea, and she did the lion's share of the work to put this together, and it takes a lot of time to do this. And of course, Kathleen did that in addition to her full-time job. But I can tell you that I had no less than about 6 or 7 individuals come up to me wanting to make sure that the momentum that's been gained here today is not lost. So I've had the opportunity to talk to our president, Ron Rice, and we're going to be announcing in about another hour or so that we're going to make this probably every 18 months to every 2 years. So we're going to try and conduct a follow-up event in February or March of 2010, because by that time, that's 18 months from now, by that time these technologies will mature, and hopefully there'll be additional technologies that'll be entering the marketplace. So although it's a significant effort to conduct something like this and significant cost associated with it, the value that's derived by bringing in the top echelon, the best and the brightest minds in the plumbing industry and in the environmental movement far exceeds the reluctance not to do it. So we're going to conduct a follow-up event, and we're looking forward to measuring how far we've progressed from August of 2008 to February or March of 2010. Excellent.
Thank you.